What is up, my YouTube family? So another big squat PR this week. I hit a single at 759. Now, I do really believe I have more in the tank, and I'm going to go into that when we enter the video. But the bar I'm using is a 25 kilogram squat bar, so it's about 55 pounds instead of your typical standard power bar, which is 45 pounds. So that's why if you look at all the kilo plates with their 25 kilos each, plus the green on the end, you gotta remember to add the 5 kilos of that bar. Anyways, stay tuned. I'm gonna talk about training. I'm gonna talk about the squat and talking about kind of what my leg days right now be looking like. All right, here we go. So, spoiler alert, I did not get this attempt. You're also going to see my friend here, Sue Tren. He works for the Power Build Gym, so you can check out Power Build Gym TV on YouTube. That is the gym I train at. And then you can also check them out on Instagram, at Power Build Gym. So, to be honest with you, I believe I got more here with a good block of training prior. So, I pulled my hamstring back in August. I believe I said this in the prior squat video, and I wasn't really able to squat heavy to depth until that video when I squatted 683 for 2. So that's one, and then 2, when I hit 749 back in the end of January, I had 3 spotters around me, and it was a hype day. This day was like 11 o'clock on a Monday. There was nobody in the gym, and I was just me, my power rack, and then my friend Sue Tren filming, which I don't mind. But there's definitely that psychological edge you get when there's people spotting you and screaming at you and everything like that. It was kind of dead quiet here. So this first attempt, honestly, I just went a bit too low, and I have a tendency to do that. I have a tendency to kind of almost, during training, I'll get my depth pretty good. But then during the competition, like the last attempt, I have a tendency to go too low, get too much depth, and if you don't train at that depth, or you're not executing on the platform the way you train, well, then that introduces variability that you're not used to. So that's what happened here today, and that's what Sue we're talking about right now. He's like, I think you just kind of dive bomb. You went a little bit too low, and he's like, you're gonna take this again. And to be honest with you, at that moment, I was like, I didn't really want to take it, and I was just kind of fucking upset because I know I have more in me, 775 plus, and just a bit frustrated. But then I was like, after the squat, I was in tune with my body, and I was feeling myself. I was like, well, it's not. I didn't have any pain, and I didn't grind out the squat. So if I went down deep and I went there, I was grinding out, knowing I couldn't get it, and had my back round and all that shit, well, then that would have taken more energy from me. But basically, I went up, I could feel my lower back, upper back kind of go, knowing that I wasn't going to get it. So then I just dropped it. So I was like, you know what? Let's set it up again. Let's see if we get 760 again, and this time I'm going to just not go as deep, and just try to get just depth. So I set it up, and Sue told me later, he's like, I don't know. He's like, he didn't know I was going to get this because he's like, fatigue's a bitch. And it's true. But I was feeling good, And to be honest, too, I have a tendency that I need to work past. Is like, sometimes I almost need to, well, I shouldn't say that. I've been noticing recently that sometimes I'll fail first, and then I realize, hey, it's okay. Like, I'm okay, and then I can go in and give 110%. I'm not saying I wasn't trying to do that the first time, but this time I was like, you know what? I already know what 760 basically feels like on my back, so I'm not nervous. I know what it feels like. So then I go in, and I get it my second attempt. Here we go. Boom. Grinding it up. Pop. Here's a replay. We're going to get a replay coming up here. My critique of this one is going to be, 1, give myself praise for taking it again, believe in myself, knowing I could do it, and given the circumstances of training recently. Here it is. Here it is again. Very nice. My one thing is that I need more pop, need that explosive upward movement. my right knee has a little bit of patella tendonitis that sometimes flares up a little bit, and I was kind of feeling that there, and that will sometimes limit my, unless I'm mentally overcome it, kind of limit my ability to get that little pop at the top. So when I went to do I went leg press next, and then I went into leg extensions. And during the leg press and leg extensions, as you see here, I was really focusing on kind of that pop, that explosive concentric or the up portion of the lift. So this way, now when I go squat, it's gonna boom, pop, pop, pop. And that doesn't mean when a weight's heavy, it's if the weight is heavy, it's going to move a little, it's going to move slow. It's not like you're going to be jumping with the weight, but the intention needs to be fast. The intention always needs to be fast when you're lifting heavy weight, when you get aggressive behind it. So that's what I'm doing here. And then on the eccentric, of course, I'm controlling a nice eccentric. And the eccentric is really where you want to slow down the tempo if you're going to slow it down at all. The concentric, you always want to keep that pretty fast. Then we move on to some glute ham raises. I have my clients do some glute ham raises. I love it because unlike a hamstring curl where you're moving, you're training the hamstring by moving your lower leg, glute ham raise, you're training your hamstring by moving your entire posterior chain, right? Which is going to carry over more, I believe, into something like a deadlift or your squat or all your larger compound movements. Now, that doesn't mean I don't do hamstring curls. It's just that I also do glute ham raises. See here, first set is of 5 with 10 pounds. And then the second set, you'll see soon, is 5 reps, body weight, plus 25 pounds. And with my clients, I'll have some clients perform these great. And some clients, and I've noticed this tendency, especially with some of the glute ham raises that look a little bit different, that has more of a rounded foam pad on the top. They don't come up all the way. You need to come up all the way, at least to 90 degrees, where the tension is almost completely off the muscle. When we're training for powerlifting, right? When we're training for performance, it is okay to own. What I like to say is own the top position. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing a dumbbell press, bodybuilding, yeah, maybe you don't need a lockout every single time, so you can kind of keep that, quote unquote, constant tension of the muscle. But with powerlifting, you want to own that top position. You want to come up and own that top position. So I'm owning it there, and then I'm coming down. And as far as like whether or not this is great for muscle growth, and a bodybuilder might say, hey, listen, if I just kind of, let's use the example of a dumbbell press. If I don't go up all the way, I'm bringing constant tension to the muscle. Yeah, okay, but if you do go up all the way, you inherently, take the constant tension off the muscle, but you might also be able to get 1 or 2 more reps, right? So if you look at total tonnage, your tonnage might be able to increase if you go full range of motion. You take a little tension off the top, off the top of the movement. Sorry, there, a little tongue twister. But basically what I'm saying is that maybe the gains are going to be equal, whether or not you kind of go constant tension or you go full range of motion, taking some of the tension off the top. If you do that, you might able to get 1 or 2 more reps, and that might be able to be, a great muscle stimulus, equal or maybe more than you doing your constant tension, burning out faster, if that makes sense. All right, we're coming to the end of the video here. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for keeping updated. If you have any questions on training, any questions of what I'm doing, leave a comment below, subscribe, but also send me an email at tankstrengthcoaching@gmail.com, and let's talk. I love talking to people. I love a couple things. One, I love helping people, and then 2, I love learning more. So if you got a critique or anything like that, and you're open to discussing and learning something, I'd love to learn with you. All right, have a good one.